do black people think about white people? I'm not gonna lie, bro. I think white people are low-key fucking crazy. You know, you got those cool white people, but black people definitely think differently of white people, bro. I just like being around a lot. I feel awkward being around a lot of white people, bro. Stratus the whitest nigga I've seen. Yo, are your eyes fucking
a school that was predominantly
dumb?
black when I was growing up. And when I first saw the first white kid, I was like, what is that? You know what I'm saying?
What the fuck? Bro. She just called that nigga a fucking creature. To be fair, white people do the same shit on God.
I act differently around people who aren't my race. 3, 2,
Damn, nigga was already about to move in the back. I act differently around people who aren't my race. Hell yeah, I code switch like a motherfucker.
To authentically be yourself, and I don't think being around people who don't look like you should be a reason for you to act any different.
Cap.
Yeah, for me, I guess it's like within the confines of like the workforce.
Bro, what the fuck is this nigga's shirt, bro?
I was thinking code switching.
Because if you show up to a
I know I'm ugly. Now, if I go to this nigga and say this to him that he's ugly, will he be mad at me? Big Bertha got a table cover on? Or the motherfucker all on the left?
They'll use the slang to sell the products and to tweet and to get the clicks and stuff. But like as soon as a worker's there who's authentically from the area and talking like people from the area, it's
You like an uncle?
we don't like that. You know, because it's always like, well, be yourself until you yourself. And then it's like, oh, I don't like yourself. Unfortunately, in
spitting
a
on
lot
damn
of areas of work, it's like you almost have to like lie to these people to be like, I'm a robot. I'll like, you know, I love your company. Yeah. You know, it's sick.
Did this nigga just air suck dick on camera? He just liked me for real, bro. I can't even blame, bro. He just liked me for real. Unc proving his point. I mean, hey, that nigga got he went in and got his supporting evidence. So
it's sick,
hey.
But it's like you have to get you know.
True. Like I feel like code switching is one part, but also like there's certain parts in my own community.
We know we got you clip the 4K cap.
That when I'm around different people that
that's
look
too
like
LGBT for me. You're literally in love.
Like I
with
feel
me.
like if I talk a little proper, sometimes I get a little slack for it from my side of the family. But when I go out into the world, sometimes I like EDC, I like tech music, I like, you know what I'm saying?
See, for me, I feel like
I never understood techno music.
It more has to do
and
with just
EDM.
being professional. Like if I'm at work, then I'm obviously going to be a little more proper, you know.
That's a crazy way to
a little
spell
bit
Xavier.
less slang and all of that, and just more careful with my rhetoric. But I don't think it has to do with
Xavier.
race. The only thing I will say is like I work in political media, so I'm on camera a lot. So people already know who I am and what I'm coming with. But that being said, when I'm around other black people, because I'm a Republican, sometimes they tend to be really standoffish with me or think that I don't understand the culture and all this different stuff. So sometimes I have to feel it out like, are these people who are just gonna call me
don't say yum,
or are these
Ty.
people like I can actually just keep it all the way real with? So that's the only time I feel like I act different because of race.
You know, I also work in political media, but as a leftist, and I honestly feel like I've definitely benefited from being able to be in spaces where I've been able to be authentically myself, and I definitely
what's a leftist?
Especially
is
where
that where
I,
you would disagree with the shit?
It's just like something that's regularly happening that people have to go through. But personally, I think I've been able to, especially now in a business side and now my new workplace, I feel like I don't have to adapt my language to make people like respect me or understand where I'm trying to come from, you know?
At what point is it like, damn, we can't even really have conversations without
that's what I figured.
Buttoning up and being like, oh, this is how we have to talk like this because so they'll listen, or like regardless as
But do you
people,
think that's racial, or do you think that's
I don't know
bro,
that
this nigga hasn't said a single fucking word, bro. Somebody tell Virgil to speak up, my nigga. I'm trying to see what the fuck he sounds like. I don't know that it's because I'm right. I know where you're going.
You've seen me.
I know. I think you know. I know exactly where he's going. I don't think it's intrinsically rooted in race, but I think just the way the social genetic makeup of people
looks like Miley Cyrus
I think
just the wrecking ball stage.
By way of people of specific races speaking a certain way or being perceived a certain way, it tends to be more often than not.
Unc like believes in the Popeyes chicken sandwich theory.
Urban.
The fuck was the theory, bro?
Yeah.
I think most people have barriers they put up when they get introduced to a new group. I went on disagree instead of strongly disagree because like there have been situations where I get introduced to a group of someone of a different race. And like, yeah, at first
and what do you think about them, Mark?
But once I get comfortable with them, those walls come down and then yeah, that's where my true self comes out.
Okay.
For me, it really depends because
Mark kinda drippy though.
I've been shooting music videos in the hood, so I really need to basically adopt myself to become a black person. So for me, it's not a problem like meeting new.
My nigga, when you're shooting a music video, you don't have to be black. Y'all see Cole Bennett do it all the time. I don't think bro acts black. Hold that camera and fucking film me hitting my jig, nigga.
Races to become a black person. So I really need to basically adopt myself to become a black person. So for me, it's not a problem like meeting new races. I always like vibe and chill with people.
Do you think adapting yourself to those different ethnicities is like...
Well, if he just said that he has to adopt himself to be a black person when shooting music videos, that means he agrees with you act different around people who aren't your race. So why the fuck is this nigga all the way over here?
Required to foster like a successful relationship?
Like, I would say it's really more for your survival because, you know...
So your
like,
coach wishes to
you are the
survive, so
only
you're
black
acting different
guy
around people who
on,
aren't your race.
On set, and like, there's like people with like guns and stuff, and you know, you just really need to like...
That nigga's not even a cry saying this shit.
Be chill with it.
You're from the Ukraine, right? Do you feel like not having grown up with American culture as a whole, and then especially not growing up with our subcultures, do you feel like that's influenced the way you move when you're moving between our subcultures?
My like mentality is kind of mixed because like from the age
I'm
of like,
looking at it,
13,
bro.
I really started to learn English. From that, I really learned a lot. Like,
What
I
language do
really
they
got
speak
the
in
American,
Ukraine?
like, mentality more, and basically like my mentality is like mixed because like in Ukraine, if we see a black person, we call them the N-word.
What? What? What the fuck? Nigga, not their first name. Niggas don't just ask, let him speak. Bro, this nigga.
And from our side, it's not offensive. Like, we say it not from a offensive way, but some people can because, you know, like, you don't see a black person there.
I can understand that because
They do shit differently in other countries. All right. So let a white motherfucker from... Nah, we not even gonna say black and white. I'm not even gonna dive into this subject, actually. I'm gonna hold my tongue on this one. So if I pull up to Ukraine and the first thing they say to me is, "Hey, Nick," the fuck you mean, "Hey, Nick"? You know what I mean?
I went to a school that was predominantly black when I was growing up. And when I first saw the first white kid, I was like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? So, like, it was a white girl with, like, red hair, and I was like, whoa, I've never seen this before. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I understand that.
I'm an army kid, so I see niggas
like,
of all races, shapes, sizes,
then
ages.
you're going to try your best to adapt to that, to our culture, to be like, okay, hey, I get along with you. This is my way of, like, telling you, like, hey, I'm, like, extending an olive branch, basically. So, yeah.
Personally, not to sound triggered, but I just don't like the notion that you're becoming a black person by pretending to be hood or adopting a hood mentality, because not all black people are hood, not all black people are ghetto. I understand what you're trying to say, and I don't know if it's a language barrier, so I don't want to like come at you like you're saying something racist, but I just really am anti-black people being defined as ghetto and hood, because there's a lot of classy black people out there.
Yes, there's a lot of intelligent Afro-Americans out there, and it really like...
Stratus, all right, ghetto, be honest. When y'all see me, do y'all see ghetto, bro? Like, do I look like that I would be a thug, bro? Just cause I got like tattoos and shit, bro. Like I got tattoos, jewelry, my ears pierced, my BBL. Do y'all niggas think that I would be ghetto, bro? I don't look ghetto.
Like, where you grew up.
You look like a light skinned type nigga. Wow.
Ghetto like me,
yes, your monkey ass ghetto. See, like, why the fuck you had to call me a monkey, my nigga? That's what's wrong with some of y'all niggas nowadays, bro. Y'all niggas can't just answer yes or no questions. Y'all always gotta bring race into something, right?
People also experience race-based prejudice.
Oh, hell nah. Fuck no. I was say all y'all
probably don't know.
Oh, hell nah. There always has to be that one motherfucker that disagrees. I don't care, black people or white people.
I have
them motherfuckers are racist, bro. And you can't be prejudiced against white people, bro.
Lived overseas. I've lived in Asian countries. In Japan, there are certain restaurants and stuff like that that you could walk into. You can see people dining in the restaurant, and they're gonna tell you they're closed.
What's good, Kai?
Just because you're white or you're American. So the idea that white people can't really experience racism
Damn, they all went to the right, bro.
Contradicts the very definition of the word.
I don't think white people can experience racism as a black person. I don't care.
Because the definition of racism is prejudice based on one's skin color. White people do experience it, but to a different degree.
While I do think that our white brothers and sisters in Christ can experience racial-based prejudice,
it's not on the same level, bro.
I don't want to overlook the nuance of that prejudice, because it's not necessarily rooted in anything systematic or anything that's going to actually
someone please
have
get on.
long-term
I'm spitting right
effects,
now.
knock on wood, that are going to like debilitate a race or inhibit their chances or possibility of succeeding or being seen as better than POC.
I definitely think it's a non-issue, racism towards white people, especially specifically, I want to, like, in America.
Makes sense,
I don't think it's something that needs to be highlighted as an issue that is a constant threat to lives, day-to-day well-being, progress and success in life in general, because it's not something that's going to inhibit you, and you don't have to walk out your door and think, I'm about to be attacked, like people of color do every single day.
I do agree that white people have.
I feel like white people feel way more safer when they go outside, bro.
But prejudice towards white people 100% exists. Like whether it's in TV, if it's in movies, like if you watch predominantly black media, there's a lot of roasting towards white people that if it was the other way around, that would never be acceptable today. Then you go on social media like TikTok and you look up white people are bad. You will see videos where they're attacking white people for things that their ancestors did 200 years ago. There are societal benefits at this point for being a person of color, and that those negatively affect white people. Like if you look at affirmative action, diversity quotas in the workplace, all these different
things. Sure, are you white or are you black, buddy?
Lower the bar for black people, but then increase the bar for white people. However, I think where some of the issue comes is because a lot of marginalized groups and people of color back in the day went through so much worse that it's easy for us to discredit the prejudice that white people.
I forgot what I was gonna say, bro. I gotta pause the video and think about what I was gonna say. If I have a chance to get attacked when I go outside. No, that's what I think that's what they were saying, bro. But I'm saying white people are more like, I feel like a black person is more likely to get attacked out in public than a white person is.
Like on an individualistic level, like yeah.
A lot of shit isn't even prejudice, this is the truth of white people.
If you zoom out and you look at the big picture, it's a little bit different. And like talking about like YouTube having, you know, racist content for anyone out there, it's like
I'm not
I would have to
listening
go
to that for real.
that out.
Yeah, I started to zone out a little bit. I be trying to lock back
versus
in.
like on Twitter
against white people.
Yeah, I would have to like look for a video being like, oh, people who hate white people.
I agree.
Like versus like Twitter, I don't have to scroll very long before I see some person making some out-of-pocket comment.
Hell yeah, Twitter is fucking
being lifted so people can
Twitter's
see that even
fucking
more
insane.
so.
Right.
Absolutely, that's 100% right. And even saying affirmative action.
Bro, I don't know why when I was doing the Family Feud at Riot, I didn't say fucking Twitter. Like even I knew that Twitter was so fucking like crazy, bro. My dumbass had fucking TikTok. Like nigga, Twitter is way fucking worse. TikTok trends are just annoying.
We're benefiting more from affirmative action at colleges than any other demographic. So I also don't think that's fair to say, but I definitely get what you mean. And again, I think the prejudice is still there though.
And I will say that black people do deal with prejudice. I think every demographic deals with prejudice. There are racist people everywhere. Like I just don't think systemic racism is an issue
I'm racist too
in today's society. But I do think that there are racist people out there.
I'm not racist.
I think that there's a really important distinction. Our language is constantly evolving, and you were talking about the definition of racism. Our societal definition has changed to include a systemic part of it, and I completely disagree with this idea that
I feel like I might start putting my camera over here when we do these reactions,
the fact
bro.
that we still have the KKK, the fact that we still have these things, and they are in positions
because
of
they always be
power.
blocking their faces, and it never blocks them over here.
And as long as that's a part of our country's like, makeup right now, which it is, and that's our power structure, I don't feel like you can honestly deny systemic racism against the black community, which is why prejudice is so different from racism. I don't think white people can experience racism in this country.
Facts.
But we can experience prejudice based on the societal definitions we now use.
Being sexually unattracted to a race is racist.
Being sexually unattracted to another race is racist. No, that's just not your preference. That's not your preference, my nigga. What the fuck was she on about the KKK? She was talking about that like racism and shit still exists here today, with things being like the KKK and shit like that. That's not getting rid of. So it's prejudice and racism is just bound to be here, bro.
I think where the line gets drawn is when if a white male was sitting there swiping and he's just like, I don't like black girls, they're all ugly. They have too big of lips. I think that's where the line gets drawn. That's fucking
racist. You might as well just say the hard R at that point.
Doesn't really help what you're attracted to. Like my fiance is Mexican, and it's like I like him for who he is, not how he looks.
I think that we
Some
are
places
conditioned
don't date outside of the same
be
race.
attracted and to respond to.
That is true, but you know,
motherfuckers
motherfuckers gonna break the rules anyway.
So homogenously,
everybody
we grow
their
up
person
with people
for
who
real.
look like us. So when you move into dating,
That's not true because Big Bird
statistically you're going to be attracted to people that you grew up seeing, right? However, when you are discrediting a certain race for whatever reason based off their ethnicity, meaning everybody who did exist, is existing, and will exist from that race, you are not feeling anything. Cute, I don't control your body or your thoughts, but on one hand, I'm like, let's maybe unpack that. Also, where's my camera?
Racist, bro.
To all the girls that's putting this in their bios, that's none of our business. Stop doing that. Keep that to yourself. We don't want to hear that. We don't want to hear it.
For me,
Get it,
I
Unc?
think that like we're talking about conditioning.
Get it, Unc?
Right? If you go to like South Africa, for instance, which within some of our lifetimes had apartheid. If you grow up in that, especially as a black person,
Unc full of zest now. Unc speaking that real shit. One thing about them gay niggas is that they gonna stand on that business, nigga. They gonna stand on that business, nigga. Them gay niggas gonna speak that shit with they full dick out.
And you're conditioned to be like, white person, no thank you. I don't think that's racist.
I agree, and I did not grow up in South Africa with apartheid.
Yeah.
However, like I said,
used
the
an
nickname
extreme.
of my town was Clanty. Like a lot of my interactions growing up were incredibly racist, and I'm dating a white guy. So I totally get what you mean. I don't want to discredit black people.
You're a victim. You're a victim. The fuck? You're a fucking victim.
We're incredibly racist, and I'm dating a white guy. So I totally get what you mean. I don't want to.
She got a fucking degrading king. That's what that fucking is.
Discredit black people or anyone who's had those kind of situations, because it's not that they're not dating white people.
Big Bertha got colonized. That's crazy.
They're cautious.
I think you used the perfect word earlier. Is it conditioned
Ooh.
I was thinking about it on the terms of me being a black woman. I feel like it's a lot different when it is
good,
a
PG?
black woman going into dating someone that is not of their race. I can tell you from my experience with dating Hispanic men, white, whatever, they've only seen Jerry Springer and Maury. So it's like they have a whole different
I haven't heard of
idea
Maury in a
of what
fucking
black
minute, but
woman
R.I.P.
is.
Jerry though.
Like before my
That nigga
husband
Maury still around?
changed a lot. One of the comments made to me was he was afraid of me going to his house with braids in my hair, because then they would assume that I was a different kind of girl instead of looking at me for who I am.
What the fuck? Hey, but did y'all agree with that statement though, or how did y'all niggas feel about that? If you're not sexually attracted to another race, is that racism? Or is that racist? For some, it's not a race thing, but some bitches just be ugly. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Today, when I was going to my class, bro, I saw 4 Indian motherfuckers, bro. Shout out my Indians. I love y'all niggas, bro. Nigga helped me with my credit card today for my Wingstop. Shout out, bro. But, bro, I saw 3 Indian females, and all 3 of them had mustaches, my nigga. And I wish that I was making this up. I wish I was making this shit up. But Supreme with the goddamn motherfucking prime sub for 29 fucking months, bro. I appreciate that, bro. I can see the future in her fucking forehead. Like, that's actually crazy. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of Dominican K. I hate them V2 light skins. Wow. Alright, I have been denied access because of my race. Not gonna lie, I've never been in a situation where I got denied access because I'm black.
Denied access because of my race.
Yeah, that's never happened to me.
I can go anywhere. I can sit down anywhere, and I.
What does her tattoo say? The world turned upside down?
am not going to be denied because of how I look. And I would be ignorant to not admit that.
And I'm going to counter that with we are justifiably not let into spaces. And our whiteness takes away access to things like powwows. And there's an island in Hawaii
that's
that's
powwow?
natives, or for like safe spaces for Black communities or whatever else. We are justifiably denied access because of our skin.
Period. We love the nuance.
The thing about Hawaii, though?
Yeah.
Hawaii is stolen land.
If they're speaking from personal experience, no, I have never been denied access because of my
have
race.
every right to be able
So
to
pretty much
say
you been on,
only
bro.
you're allowed to go here.
Just
Because
I
that
hella
was
brown
there.
skin women with
It
mustaches.
was literally
No, but their shit was
stolen land that
fucking
was
dark.
stolen
Like you
by
could see
white
like the
people.
fucking fade in
No,
it,
but
bro.
that's why it's
Yeah.
justifiably, it's still denied access.
Yeah.
But it is justifiable. 100%. Don't
Yeah,
let me
it's
in.
denied access,
speak
but
your
it's
shit, Nikki.
justifiable. But it's like in my own day-to-day life, I could go anywhere. I can sit down anywhere. I can go read a book in a library. I can go to Starbucks. People don't fear me. 'cause
Man,
of
Nikki
how I
about
look,
to
so
make
they
me
don't feel
fuck her
need
through
to
the
be like,
screen.
you can't be here.
But
Chat
like
my
in
milk,
your
man.
day-to-day life, are you being denied access? Like, are you trying to go to that island that they won't let you? Okay.
Then I think that's a really good question.
Like, in,
Alright, bro,
like,
Mexican
ha-
parents
has it
racist,
happened?
but they ain't know it.
I guess.
Calm down, strap. My
'Cause,
fault.
Like,
I
are
would
you
say
seeking
yeah.
I'm thinking
those
with my dick.
spaces then?
Think with the
not
wrong head.
necessarily seeking them. If I am already aware that this is like, hey, this is for us, not for you. I'm not gonna
Like, she's
show
not
up
even
and be
that
like,
attractive for
yeah,
real, but
but
I'm like an educated girl.
I'm a cool white person. But there are spaces that we are not allowed, and I think that's okay.
No, it is okay, but if you're not actively seeking to be part
And
of
I like an
those
open
circles,
mind,
you're
bro.
not being denied
It must be because I live in the
access
north,
to
but
them.
I love me some snow. This nigga.
Sure, and I can say that maybe those are not the best examples, but like I think especially because my social circles are predominantly people of color, there are definitely things where they're like, where I've had
Her
them
birthmark pissing me
be
off
like,
though.
this is not a conversation for you, and I'm
Or
like,
is that a
okay.
mole? Oh, I thought it was a
I
mole
have
because
had those experiences. I'm okay
shirt was
with them. I
poking
want
out
to
a
be
little
clear.
bit.
Like, I think there should be spaces that aren't for me. And
Yo,
that is
yo,
okay,
get some Supreme.
but they've existed and they've been in my life.
I have just
How you feeling,
one
my boy?
really specific example. Otherwise, I feel like in general, I'm not denied
Nigga, I haven't heard of that nigga in so fucking long, bro.
access because of my race, just in my experience. But I had an ex whose stepfather was wildly racist, like Nazi
You goddamn
memorabilia,
it!
like just insane individual. And I was never allowed over her house because of him. And the one time that I kind of snuck in, he was staring at me through the window. And I'll never forget that in my life, the way that man was staring at me through the window and then cursed out his kids for having me in the house. That man's now in prison for doing God knows
Something.
what.
Oh, yeah.
But it's where he belongs.
Well, that shit, that get back a motherfucker. Yeah, racist bitch, now suffer.
I was looking for funding for my film, and most of them are for colored people, and I totally understand
My film
that.
is
And
Supreme.
there is like not many that
Supreme,
I
this
found
the
that
year,
are
bruh.
for like everybody.
This the
My
year.
mind would
Oh,
be
and if y'all
like,
niggas haven't seen the last Spider-Man
damn,
video,
I
go
cannot
watch
do
that
it.
hoe, bruh.
Like, I
I
cannot
know y'all niggas was here
apply
for
it,
it.
but from the
but
other
hey,
side,
man.
I understand that the black community, like, you guys need to get your movies out there.
If
Racism
anything,
equals
I
fun
feel
with
like
friends.
I've been
Man, everybody a little bit
invited
racist with
too
their
much.
friends, bro.
You know,
I feel like if you have
like
if you have a diverse friend group, y'all gonna crack racist jokes on each other because y'all fuck with each other. But let someone else do it, oh nah, y'all standing 10 toes behind y'all niggas, bro. He like men who this nigga right
undercover
here.
agent where I'm like
We're not here.
because I talk a certain way or because
Hold
I
on, wait
present
for it.
myself a certain way, they assume like, oh, I can
This
say
nigga
this
right here?
in front of you.
100%.
And I'm like, what?
Don't come in here and say fucking skibbity. I should uppercut you so. Ooh.
You know, I've never really been.
Now I'll say that too. I've been tokenized so many times.
like, I don't want
like, we
that,
have to
right?
have you here. We need young black
Sean Up
representation.
person.
And I'm like, yes, I'm gonna stay home.
I am proud of my race.
I'ma fuck her teeth gap in GTA. You did not have to say GTA after that, bro. Finna hit this nigga with a 1,000,000-second timeout.
3.
I'm proud of my race.
2,
Hell yeah.
1.
If I couldn't be fucking black, nigga, I don't know what I would be. I don't know what I would
I
be,
will go
bro.
first. And
I'll probably be Mexican.
I will stand 10 toes in.
I was just being ironic to
I
stand over
think-
there.
Okay, baby. I was like, please no.
No,
I'm here. I cried a little bit.
Oh nah, she got caught. Nah. Don't try to backtrack now, Sean. You said that shit with your whole chest, nigga.
I was
I
being
think
messy.
that like, and I'll just
Oh, and she don't strongly agree with being black? Then we don't strongly accept her in the black community, my brother. Nah.
keep it. No, I'll
Here, I cried a little bit.
I was
I
being
think
messy.
that like, and I'll just keep it specific to my experience or what I know. As Black Americans, we're pretty much the top culture that
we're
gets
culture is
replicated,
shit, bro.
referenced.
We're
People
culture is
scoot
shit.
out because they want to seem cool and interesting and stuff.
Niggas
And I think
love
that's
black
what
people, bro.
To like kind of like
What's
be
good, Timothy?
beaten down for
She feeling pressure?
so
Oh, God,
long
she
and
don't
be
really
kinda
fuck with
separated
blacks,
from our
bro.
African roots, create names for ourselves, culture, language. around our identities as Black Americans and have that be a thing that's just
I love being
reverberating
Black,
across
bro.
the globe. I think that's so cute.
They know damn well they
Can
love
never be
being white.
replicated,
Oh
can never be
God.
understated, and I love that about it.
Oh God.
Start of my like thought process too, like just the basis of being torn down so adamantly, so regularly for hundreds of years in law even, like it is insane that we are here today to even be on camera, to even be in a place
Why
with
these
other
have their
white
own
people.
language?
Like,
Hell yeah, we got our own language, bruh. My nigga, how you Black and you don't got your own language, my nigga? We got our own diction, my nigga.
it is
our own
a beautiful thing
vernacular.
that we have been able to flourish in such dirt, like literal.
I love being white. You're
time
dark as
that
shit,
our
buddy.
ancestors had to go through, and even our grandparents had to go through. Like in my 8th grade yearbook, I saw recently
Nigga-ish.
said like the
What
South will
the
rise
fuck?
again. Like
That's
and
not
this was
the fucking
2015.
language, bro.
So like this is such a day-to-day thing, and I am proud to be Black, and it's hard to say that. Like it was hard to say that as a kid, like or else I could be called the N-word, I could be reprimanded, and I feel so.
Shit, hey, bro, I'm sorry to my ancestors, but the N-word is one of the reasons why Black people are on top too, bro. That sounds crazy out of context, but I'm just saying, bro, we fought hard for that motherfucking word, bro. And one thing that we gonna do is we gonna say nigga, bro. We gonna say that shit, bro.
Blessed to even be able to think that.
Everybody needs to be.
The clip
proud
shit
of
don't
their
work, bro.
race and stop.
We
this,
turn it
like,
into our
racist
world. Oh
bullshit
God, that
because
hey, we did a 180 with that
you could be
motherfucker.
green, red, black, white, Hispanic, like it doesn't matter.
I agree.
Bro, it's a praying on God, bro. See, niggas is not understanding our language, bro.
The basis of who we are is that we're all just people. We're not a skin tone. But because
If you
of
want to
those
clip shit, you gotta do it
before me,
manually
I now
until I
have
get
to
that shit
fight
fixed.
back against the idea that all white people are racist.
And if you got clip, do the whole 60,
I remember
bro.
being in 4th grade and learning about the Holocaust for the first
Helps
time.
me out when it
and
comes to
saying,
editing.
I don't want to be German anymore. Meanwhile, my mother's whole family is German.
Oh, she's
American
German?
History, you look at things like slavery. You look at things like Jim Crow laws, segregation. There is so much.
You wanna know what's crazy, bro? Out of all the times that I've been in like history classes and shit like that, bro, niggas be saying that white people been enslaved, but how come I've never learned about none of that shit in class? I just want to put that out there, bro.
Stuff that has happened.
German is still white, right? Yeah.
In closeted ways that I cannot be proud of the way that I live.
I'm gonna clock in, yeah. Clock
Yeah,
in,
for me,
little
like,
nigga.
I am
Clock in, Nick.
proud of who I am, like who I grew up to
They
be,
were?
like,
Every
who I
every
am.
race been enslaved at
But,
some
like,
point, yeah.
If I were to say I'm a proud
I can't be
white
clipping
man,
shit.
like, I don't
You
even
good,
know
bro?
what that means.
I'm gonna go back through
There have
all
been
this shit, make
zero
TikToks
racial
out of them, so it
hurdles
don't
in
matter.
life. Now, like, I'm a
I hate
proud
people with
gay man
Stratus
because,
con,
like,
you're
I've
fat.
had to go through shit to get to where I am now. And
Shit always crashes.
even to that
Bro,
point,
Supreme,
so
doesn't
much
do that,
queer culture comes from black culture.
The
so,
whoops, something went wrong
you.
bullshit.
You're welcome.
I want to be proud of the things I've done, the people who I've touched, whose hearts I've opened up. I feel like it's beyond our race. I feel like what it is our experiences that make our light shine through. So that's what I'm proud of.
Stratus still a slave though, and you're still
I
fat as
think
shit.
that there's a really big
I might be a slave, but you can't walk
difference
without sweating, fat
between
ass.
being proud to be Black and being proud to be white. So being proud of your culture, beautiful thing. Like be proud to be Ukrainian. I'm proud to be Slavic. The Black community is
Czechoslovakian.
different. The reason it's different is because their culture, specifically Black Americans, their culture was stripped away from them when they were brought over.
No racial, but these niggas
then
chatting.
the culture
That's the whole
became
point of
being
this,
Black
nigga.
American. You're like the race became cultural.
I mixed that up.
So
Sorry
it's, no,
about
no,
the
yeah, but like,
yeah.
so I think that there's a really big difference between like I am proud of my people are Slavic, versus I am proud of my race. It just gets convoluted because Black Americans, the race has become the culture because the culture was stripped away.
Bro, she low key spitting though. But like black people on top, am I right?
When you talk about white pride versus black pride, oftentimes black pride
My nigga
is
in the
love,
green.
like perseverance of like
I been spitting all
language
video.
and things like that, and white pride is often rooted in like black hate,
Facts.
Latin hate,
Facts.
Asian hate. So I think that's like
Black
an
lives matter.
interesting,
Stop Asian hate.
Nuance to not.
Yeah.
What you watching
overlook.
after
No,
this?
and I think that's such an important point. I think there's a difference between like I'm
remember the
proud
last
and
video
therefore
is-
I'm better versus I am proud of what we have overcome.
Yeah, and then the whole idea of white pride started.
But we watched
with
two Mr. Beast videos
Confederate
before.
Flag as personality trait. So how can I be proud of that?
I'm not saying that this applies to any of you, but I meet a lot of white people, particularly white liberals, who will actively say that they're ashamed of being white. And that is wild to me, because how can you look at your past and because, yes, your race did terrible things in the past, but you shouldn't define yourself.
Bro, what's that 60-second game I keep seeing, bro?
So do you think white people?
We gotta start getting on top of the new games and shit. Queso and COD been running that shit up.
Nuanced question when you're white, because I think you guys had the valid point of ethnicity is different, because like white isn't a collective culture.
Now they're chatting right now.
Because
I'm
black
starting to
people
lose
live
focus.
together and have a similar experience. But like white, like Italian American, you should definitely be proud of being Italian American. You should be proud of being Slavic American. You should be proud of your
ass, I played it.
But
What's
just
the
to
second
say,
game?
I'm
I
proud
don't
to be
know,
white,
bro.
like, yeah, that has a weird.
It's like
connotation
surviving
because
a room
it's
or
not
getting
collective
out.
culture.
Getting out of a room, I
I
don't
really want
know.
to emphasize that you should not be ashamed of being white. And
Y'all
the way
niggas
that a
seen
lot of
that
people
Buck
are.
Wild game that motherfuckers has been playing too?
Yeah.
Or maybe you should.
Okay.
It's like you against the dealer.
You probably
At that point, it's on you.
It was the new game is old as fuck. Okay, so it's that shit. Yeah, W video, but goddamn, this section right here was so goddamn long, bro.